Everybody, what's up? And welcome back to His Point Her View. This is episode 13. Wow. Finally got to episode 13. Get this unlucky one over. I think it's kind of fitting too that it's the week before the election. So well, we're gonna get into that in a moment. First of all, say hello to everybody, Katina.
Hello, everybody.
All right, so let's just get the Hillary stuff. And by the way, people, apologies if you hear me randomly curse and scream. It is currently 12:24 p.m. Eastern time, and 5 minutes left in the Washington-Cincinnati football game. And I'm a Redskins fan, and don't ask me why. They're losing, and they're pissing me the fuck off, and they're gonna do something stupid to piss me off even more. So if I randomly just scream or curse, you know why. Anyway, so let's get to the political stuff first and get this out of the way. I really don't want to talk about it because, as far as I'm concerned, election's over for me. I voted. I sent in the absentee ballot. I'm done. What's going to happen is going to happen. I did my part. I voted for the things that mattered the most. Voted for the Congress. Voted for all the referendums, the local elections. It was funny because we got a lot of judges up for stuff right now, which is interesting because there's one particular judge that's got some controversy because some people like him, some people don't. He's got a reputation for taking kids and giving them harsh punishments when they commit crimes. Some people are saying that he's abusing his power by that, and his argument is that he's helping these kids get them their lives straight by punishing them accordingly and making them, learn the errors of their ways. It's very interesting. He's got a lot of people coming at his seat too, so he might not last long. But when are you gonna vote?
Do what?
When are you gonna vote?
Oh, I am actually going to vote Wednesday morning.
So you're doing the early voting thing. Good for you. I encourage everybody, if you got early voting, do it.
I'm getting out of there because, one, it's going to be a madhouse on Tuesday. And then I also think that Tuesday will be when most of the craziness is going to happen. So you're going to have the protesters out there. You'll probably have people yelling and screaming and all of that other stuff. And I just want to get it over with. Where I vote is really quiet because we live in a small city/town. But I know that Tuesday is when the foolishness and more foolishness is going to start. So I'm just going to get out Wednesday, vote, and then head on to work. Or maybe I'll vote right after I get off of work because I get off work early. So, yeah. I'm not around for, I'm not around for that.
Yeah, because remember, this is when they're gonna fix the elections,
like they did last election and the election before then.
Or, and I sent the wrong link last, but I'm sending it again. Or like they just did in Iowa. Did you hear about that?
I did.
So for those of you who don't know, someone was charged with voting fraud. She went to vote early in Iowa and she voted twice. Guess who she voted for?
Bad Trump.
Yeah, she voted for Donald Trump. The irony of that is so hilarious because he's sitting up here saying that there's going to be a conspiracy and there's going to be fraud and he's going to get cheated. And what do you know? One of the rare times, which, by the way, people, rarely has there ever been voting fraud, to be perfectly clear. I know a lot of you conspiracy theorists want to say that it's always a fix, it's a scam, blah, 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 blah. But it's rarely happened. It's rarely been caught. Well, this time it was caught and happened to be the person voting for the guy who claims that it was going to happen. So I wonder what his response was to that. I don't pay attention to him on Twitter or anything because I don't care to hear him speak in any capacity. But I found that funny. That was very, very funny that he did that. But it's funny too because you live in Texas. I'm sorry.
I do.
I would vote early too because I can imagine there's going to be some really interesting protests and fights at the polls there.
Well, yeah. Mind you, I've only lived in Texas for 4 years now. So this will be my first presidential election that I voted in. The previous presidential election, I voted absentee with the state that I was a resident of at that time. So this year, I'll vote as a Texas resident. And yeah, like Texas is a weird place anyway to live. So yeah, especially when it's the political end of things. And you have people that, of course, have varying reactions and responses to different things. So I'm just going to vote early, get it out of the way, and then I'm going to watch the madness on the news because every night there's been something on the news about this election, the importance of this election, kind of encouraging people to get out there and vote. But at the same time, it's reporting on the foolishness that is going on at the polls. So nothing as crazy as this lady voting twice. And then I just find it odd that in the article, she said that she didn't intend on voting twice. It just was a spur of the moment kind of thing because she'd already voted once by mailing in her vote. And then the second time, she was actually walking past a polling station. So I'm wondering, I thought that you could only vote at your polling station. So why was she even like inclined to do it? You already knew you voted. So it all kind of sounds suspect.
Oh, she knew what she was doing.
Oh, I think so.
We all could do it if we wanted to. If we requested the absentee ballot early enough, we can go ahead and send it in and then go and vote. She knew what she was doing. She's don't make that excuse, please.
Oh, I'm sure she knew what she was doing. Hell, we are.
Uh-oh, did something knock you off? I think something knocked her off really quick. That's not cool. You're probably going to have to back out and come back in. So I'm going to have to stretch for time while Katina gets her stuff together. By the way, don't use the Apple products. That's why she's having problems. I know she's going to get me for saying that when she hears it. But yeah, just to talk a little bit about voting, guys, take this seriously. I know a lot of us don't want to be involved in this election and do the whole voting thing. We're tired of the rhetoric, the back and forth. We're gonna get to some of the new stuff that came in a minute, but you know, you have to go ahead and at least vote. I'm not saying you have to vote for president. If you don't want to vote for president, I understand that. But there's other things, like I mentioned before. We have local elections for new judges and representatives that make a big difference. Having a judge that is being accused of giving harsher punishments to juveniles, no matter what crime they commit, that might not be a good thing to have around. Someone who's abusing power. So finding someone who will be fair in his assessment of the law or her assessment of the law is very important. Same thing with the Senate. I've always say the Senate and the House of Congress are the two most important things to vote on because those are the people who generally dictate where legislation and law for this country are going to go. If you are not going to vote on those, then you're pretty much setting things up to where either the president will be hamstrung, like our current president has been hamstrung with all of the bullshit and the drama of Congress, or you're going to get somebody who's going to go in there and who's going to work with the president and possibly this president's agenda. Like, look at all the things that Trump wants. Say Trump gets into the office and he gets a Congress that's in total agreement with all the things that he's interested in. Taking an impact on that. Again, good example, George Bush had a Congress that was for him. They pushed through, they did that war, they did all the things that caused the banks trouble. Seriously, people, really think about it. Voting is very, very important, and I hope you guys will make that decision to go to the polls. So curious to see what we're gonna do right now, because she has come back. She hasn't come back yet. There she is.
Yep, here I am.
I just got finished stretching.
Yeah, some type of network servicing that's going on. But
you don't have to excuse the MacBook.
Number one, I'm not on the MacBook. Thank you very much, sir. It's sitting over there. So, anyway,
No, okay.
Whatever. Shush.
Now, what were you saying before you got kicked off?
I don't even know what part I got kicked off at.
We were talking about voting, and you were talking about the polls and stuff in Texas.
It's just a different sort of beast here in Texas. And then even in that article, it says that there are 2 other people that have been reported for voter fraud, but the police have not found them as of yet. So that's very interesting to me. If they don't find them, what do they do? And like, okay, let's say that I voted twice, once for Trump and once for Hillary, which really means that I shouldn't have been voting anyways, because I'm voting for 2 different people. Do they just cancel both of those out when when you are accused of voter fraud? Do they just take both of your votes? Like, how does that affect the system in and of itself? I would like to know that, but
I think they would throw them out. I mean, it would make sense to just get rid of the damn things. I wouldn't keep the votes. But who knows?
Out here.
We'll see. Well, we will see. So, speaking of crazy, Hillary was back in the news for her emails, or at least they thought she was back in the news for her emails. I don't know what the hell is going on with this thing, but long story short, FBI came out and said they were going to investigate some new emails that they found that had to do with the Hillary Clinton email server thing, where she was using a private server. And then it came out that it wasn't even her emails. It was like people who had worked under her at a time at the Clinton Foundation, and somebody who worked on her staff. I found it like very funny how this stuff always seems to come out at the perfect time too.
Yes.
It's very, very convenient. Even because I will even say this for the Trump stuff too. The Trump stuff came out at a very, very convenient time. It's not like the whole thing with Bill Clinton when he made the mistake of saying what he said about Obamacare. That was just him being a dumbass. I feel like people, they are now timing this stuff way too perfectly.
Well, and I mean, it's just kind of suspect. It's like, okay, so why did you have this information beforehand? Why is it new information? Just came to light. I mean, it just doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
But we are all in arms about this Hillary thing. And mind you, that people are saying, okay, well, then if you are under investigation by the FBI, then you certainly should not be able to run for political office. Okay, if that is the case, okay, so let's say that Hillary is being investigated actively, then now she can't become president. What about Donald Trump? He has a trial coming up for raping an underage girl. And I think the trial is slated for December something.
Yeah.
Why do y'all want Hillary to step down, but Trump, go Trump, just, why come he's not? And to me,
he's under federal investigation for tax fraud too. So
there goes your theory. He should be gone too.
yeah.
Forget it. I just think that, Obama has served out his lease. We need to allow him to do the month-to-month thing until we can figure out and find some folks that are worthy of that office. He don't need to leave us in this type of
So we're gonna rent a president now?
Yes. He needs to do the month-to-month option, and we need to vote to make him stay in. Like if everybody wrote in Barack Obama and then we made our Congress have an emergency session and then make it so that he can, maybe that's what we need to do. I mean, mind you, I know that this is not nearly possible, but in a perfect world, it would be definitely possible and exercised.
Nah, I'm fine with limited term. He did his 8 years. Let him go peacefully and get some rest. I wouldn't want to put that burden on that man anymore.
He probably wouldn't even do it at this point. I mean,
yeah, just go chill. Your children are grown. They're out the house. It's just you and your wife now, dude. Fuck no. I'm done. I'm chilling. I'm gonna sit peacefully. Don't come ask me to be a Supreme Court justice or any shit like that, which people keep saying they want them to do.
That would be epic. That would be epic.
It would be very interesting. It would be a wicked twist of fate too, because the Congress that won't allow him to pick a Supreme Court justice will be faced with the idea that they now have to try to debunk a qualified lawyer who's practiced law for many years and has a good record in law. They're gonna have to debunk him,
and that has led the country. I mean, how do you say, homie, you're not qualified to that? You've ran the country, like you.
Yeah, that would be very interesting if they were faced with that scenario. But no, if I'm him, fuck it. Don't try to put me in no third term. I'm good. I'm good. Leave me alone. And let y'all like deal with the fallout of this bullshit. Even though as long as Hillary wins, I don't think it's gonna be that bad because we just gotta get enough people in Congress to make sure that she don't fuck shit up and she stays on her toes. That's the thing. That's why when you were gone, I was talking about the importance of voting and all that, and how you don't even have to worry about the presidency. Start looking at this congressional race and all that, making sure that you get the right people in who control legislature in this country. Because if we get a Congress, say Trump wins and he gets a favorable Congress that agrees with him, just think of how fucked up that is. Yeah. So,
and I think that most people are distancing themselves, not because of Trump per se, but because of what it looks like on the outside. Because most of them probably agree with everything that fool is saying.
It's probably are some that do, but yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, but yeah, the emails aren't hers. So, but people are going to still harp on that because they don't like her. So, it is what it is. What else did they do this week? Those two fools.
Well, Trump put the black man out of his he put the black man out of his rally. That was a supporter, like an idiot.
Yeah, because That's what he does. He doesn't know what he's doing. I think really he's just basically breaking down, um, and just like fuck it. I'm just gonna act an ass and
I think he's self-sabotaging. Like that's what I really, really think. Because I mean, only in the US can you not have any political experience whatsoever and you can win the Republican nominee.
well, it's telling of two things. One, the state of the political system, the fact that we have so few worthy people out there who are qualified or who should be in charge. A lot of them are qualified, but a lot of them shouldn't be in charge. Like, sorry, Paul Ryan, nope. You may have been a politician for a while. Get your ass out of there. You're not qualified to run shit. Neither is McConnell, any of them. Hillary, yes, you have a lot of years, but your personality and you're persistent on being in charge scares a lot of people.
Shit, yeah, it does.
You know, the funny thing is, again, she has a lot of qualifications and things that would make her a good president if she didn't act the way she did. God damn it. Like, she could be a decent president at the end, but she fucks that up. You know, it's interesting. It's very interesting. The second thing is us not caring, because I always say that again. We actually cared more than we say we do, and didn't just get hyped over the presidency. We wouldn't be in the state that we are. So, yeah, it is what it is. I'm done with politics, y'all. I voted. This election is over. Next Tuesday, I'm just gonna sit there and get drunk and laugh at all the reporting and all the responses. Goodness. It's gonna be fun. I feel like I should do like a live stream that night and just sit back and just like laugh with people over this whole thing.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. No.
Let's do it.
Hey, we can, because I need something to make me feel better about that shit. Anyway, moving on. People still crazy, doing crazy stuff. A man is he basically confessed that he poured bleach in his girlfriend's water bottle. Damn. So that he could hopefully get her to abort the baby that she was carrying, because he didn't want her to have the child. Yeah.
Because say what you gotta say, and then
I'll
say what you have to say, and then I'll say what I have to say.
I really don't have anything to say other than you're dumb as fuck. And if you didn't want to get her pregnant, you should have used a goddamn condom. Simple as that. Own up to your mistakes. Don't try to murder her and your child. Like, Jesus, people, why are you so stupid? Anyway, go ahead. I'm done.
Well, I guess I'm on the same wavelength as you. I tell anybody, everybody, there is too many ways to prevent a pregnancy that nobody should be coming up accidentally pregnant. If you know that you don't want your significant other to become pregnant, or if you don't want to become pregnant, you take all the necessary steps to make sure that that does not happen. I cannot understand a woman saying, it was a slip up, it was an accident, it was this, it was that. Well, what precautions did you take? None. No precautions? No. Did you really expect not to get pregnant? It's the law of averages, people. Eventually, it's gonna happen. Same for men. Oh, I didn't want her to get pregnant. But why is contraceptive in some men's eyes, only the part of the woman. And I've had this debate many times before. And one of this guy, he comes back with the same response every single time. And it is this: women have a choice. They can choose not to have the baby or to have the baby. There's nothing that the man can say. And my response is, but you gave her that power to make that choice when you didn't do what you needed to do to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Could have worn a condom. Could have chosen not to have sex. Why would you be having sex with someone that you cannot see yourself being a parent, co-parenting with? It's always an option. It's always on the table when you lay down with someone. Even if you take all the necessary precautions, if you say, okay, she's on the pill, we're going to use a diaphragm and we're going to use a condom, and I'm going to double strap up because I don't want any mistakes. Nothing is 100% preventative except not doing it. So my comeback to him is always, you gave her the power. You gave her the power once you decided to deposit your biological DNA wherever you put it. You gave her that power. Because we've all heard the stories of women who have inseminated themselves after a guy has ejaculated wherever he did. So y'all just use your imaginations and figure that out. And my thing is, as a man, why would you allow her that opportunity? I kid you not, and this is going to sound crazy. If I was a man, knowing how, women, you can hate me if you want to, knowing how sneaky and devious and devilish that we can be, because we can be, there's no way in hell I would allow a woman to have my baby that I did not want to have my baby. I'm not saying bump her off or make her have an abortion or beat her up. I'm saying she would never get my DNA to do it. And on the flip side of that, mind you, there are women who trap men, but there are some of you men that trap women by getting them pregnant. I've met some of you fools. I've talked to y'all. Y'all are crazy as hell. Y'all are as crazy or crazier than some of these women out here trying to trap men. So, like, I had a guy tell me, oh yeah, I wanted to get her pregnant. You wanted to get her pregnant. You wanted to get her pregnant, but you're a deadbeat dad. You're not even paying what you need to pay.
I never understood the dudes who want to get women pregnant and then they don't do shit.
This fool acted like he was putting on a condom and used his fingernails to push through the condom and put the condom on, but all she sees is, oh, he got a condom, oh, he's putting it on. So y'all crazy. But he got her pregnant, and now he's a deadbeat dad. And when I talk to him, I tell him, I have no respect for you at all. That was an idiot move to do that. So him doing that, it's sad to say, but he deserves every bit of any sentence.
Okay, I'm still trying to process this.
Oh, here we go.
He intentionally broke the condom?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And now he doesn't take care of the kid?
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to see what the purpose.
Well, I can tell you his logic because I asked him.
Please.
He said there is no, you know what, better than, you know what.
No.
Naturally.
Go ahead, just say it.
I'm not saying it because I'm trying to clean up my language.
No, say it.
No, I'm not going to. But
No, come on, let's be.
no.
Whatever. We're grown here. People don't care.
Fine. He said there is no pussy like wet pussy. And you can't feel the wetness when you have a condom on.
I would say that if she's that wet, she will get it on you. But man.
So
I mean,
my response was, did you intentionally get her pregnant? And he said, I knew that that was a possibility. I just didn't think it would happen to me. You men are ignorant. Y'all are dumb as hell. I'm just, y'all are dumb, ignorant, and crazy. Because guess what? Okay, I'm gonna start my taming of the tongue after this because Mike is just
whatever, y'all. She's gonna curse next episode too.
whatever. But what if that pussy was HIV positive pussy?
Exactly, and that's my whole thing.
Or
People
what if
worry about the pregnancy, but it's not just pregnancy.
Right. Because you might get something that penicillin can't cure. And see, that is a problem. And not to mention, and Mike knows that I certainly believe in this, not to mention the soul's highs when you sleep with somebody. You know what? Y'all can keep that. But yes, so men trap women by getting them pregnant on purpose. Women trap men by getting pregnant on purpose. This guy is an idiot. He is just an idiot. And it makes me think of Ray Caruth, who has been in the news recently because the mother of the woman that he killed, because he had a hand in it, she said that her and her grandson are going to be at the prison gates waiting for him when he gets released. He deserves to see the state that he caused his child to be born handicapped. Yeah. He caused his child to be in the situation that he's in. He caused this mother to be without her daughter to raise her grandson. He caused the grandmother to essentially become mother and caregiver for his son because he wasn't man enough to buck up and do what needed to be done to take care of a baby that he willingly laid down with this woman and got. Don't get it.
I don't either. It's
and just to, like, I get it, man. You are in a relationship, you in love, you're thinking that this is gonna last forever. She gets pregnant. Oh damn, wait a minute, that's not what we discussed. Still,
see, I don't agree with that whole, well, I'm in love.
I don't trust no damn body.
And maybe I just never been quote unquote that in love, and maybe I'm missing out on something, but I feel like if you know that you don't want children or you're not looking for children right now, I don't care how much you love someone, y'all gonna have that discussion, be like, look, right now is not the time.
Yeah.
I want to use protection. And then when we're both ready, we'll go there. But as for now, no, I'm strapping up. Just like I understand women who will let a guy talk them into doing that because they're in love. No, that's nah. If you don't want kids, don't do it. Don't do it.
Wait a minute, what?
No, I mean, there's people, I've heard people was like, well, you know, he wanted to, and you know, he loved me, so I told him he didn't have to use a condom, and they ended up pregnant.
Okay. End up with HIV, AIDS, gonorrhea, syphilis, hell, anything.
Most of them were in relationships. It's like, okay, yeah, you're in a relationship and all, but you don't want kids. I don't care. If you don't want kids, don't do it. Because how do you get kids? by letting somebody come inside you without a condom or any contraceptive.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how you. It's just weird. People are stupid. People are dumb.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
And then on the flip side, on the more morbid side, because you people don't really know me, but Mike knows me. When he brought up this story, the first thing I said was, I wouldn't have done it that way. I'd have done it another way.
You're going to discuss how you would do it? It's something that people say they've done before, too. I've actually known dudes who said they've done shit like that, to be quite honest.
I'm not going to say it because I don't want to give anybody any ideas. If you're not genius or dumb enough, whichever way the law may see it, to do that, then that's on you. But I wouldn't. Who can't smell or taste damn bleach? And he put it in water. Have you guys ever made bleach water before to clean your floors or your bathroom or like the tub, or just smell the bleach while you're doing laundry? It's loud. I don't know why she even drunk it. How did she not smell it?
Well, they do make odorless bleach now. So.
Let me just say this. He has said or done something that made her believe or think that he did not want this baby. Women, men, when somebody tells you something, listen, don't just hee ha ha cackle and attribute it to, oh, he's mad, oh, he's nervous. Believe, or oh, he was drunk. My mom has always said, a drunk mouth speaks a sober mind. So even if he said it while drunk, I don't want you to have this baby. We're not ready. I'm not ready. I don't want this baby. He can't even go to the store and get me a cracker. Even if he went to the store, I got to go with him. I got to pick it up. I got to be there when he pays for it. And it has to remain in my sight until I get ready to eat it, because I don't trust him. It's no different than being at the club. You don't drink a drink that somebody brings to you. And you certainly don't drink your drink after you've left it and went to the bathroom or to talk with your girlfriend or homeboys or whatever. If I leave a drink, it's null and void. I don't want it anymore. You better start thinking like that, because people are crazy out here.
Yeah.
People are crazy. It's no different than a man and a woman deciding, hey, we're going to have this baby together. He's thinking that everything is all in love. She's not really even damn pregnant, but she goes out and she kills somebody for their baby, or she kidnaps a baby. People do crazy things all the time. You just got to be careful. You got to be careful who you date, who you fall in love with, who you give your time to, who you marry, who you even have in your space. We can go on and on about that, because Mike knows I've had a stalker before. So just the ramifications of all of it is just crazy. But he shouldn't have done that. But yeah, I wouldn't have put bleach in her water. So yeah, I just wouldn't have done that.
Bottom line, you don't want a kid. Just fucking do what's necessary not to have a kid. Even if that means don't fuck her.
Abstaining.
Or don't fuck him.
Abstain, people. Not only that, but, not to throw race in there, but I kid you not, this was a natural reaction. Mike sent the article. I was like, damn, he black. He's one of us. Whoa. Like, nothing against race, but there used to be a time that when somebody said something wild and crazy happened, either one race or the other would be like, it wasn't one of us. Now it's just a damn free for all. It's used to not even hear about black serial killers, but they're out there, people. And I think that as a culture, as a society, when we stigmatize races like that, we overlook the ones that are really doing it, because we give our culture a pass because no, we don't do that. Or we give their culture a pass. No, they don't do that. And we're seeing now that people do everything. Like when I moved to Montana, a guy had kidnapped a young man, cut him up, made some chili, and served it to the volunteers that were looking for the young man. And they were all like, "Man, what kind of meat is this? I've never tasted." No, you've never tasted meat like that because it's human. And I remember having a conversation with a girl on base, and she was white, and the first thing she said was, it's one of us because y'all don't do stuff like that. And it was like, damn, right? Okay. So, but yeah, I wouldn't have given her bleach, but I also wouldn't have gotten her pregnant. And for her, I'm sure that she's probably not speaking out about it. I'm sure she just wants to probably go back to obscurity and not really discuss it. But can you imagine drinking bleach? That has to. He was trying to kill both of them. I don't care what he says about just trying to kill the baby. I think he was trying to kill both of them, and I think that he should get 2 counts of attempted murder, not just one. But let's go on to the next thing because that's making my head hurt, and our other stuff is going to take me off too, I'm sure. So,
Okay. So, interesting article about the Philadelphia 76ers basketball team. Do you know of a singer named Sevyn Streeter?
Sevyn Streeter. What? Do I know of her? Do you not know of her?
I don't listen to modern music. You know me. Because most of that shit is garbage, though.
Okay, so Sevyn Streeter is not, I guess, not mainstream, not like way, way well known. But I know her because, I don't necessarily listen to a lot of popular music. I do, but I like hearing things from people that are putting out mixtapes and that aren't really have the big backing of the big record companies. And I don't know if Sevyn has a deal or not. I'm sure she does. But yeah, Sevyn is really, really good. She has, like, I downloaded and bought her last album or her last EP, as they call it. So she's really, really
so
good.
what does she sing about? Is it fuckery? Or
no, it's not. I'm going to my music so I can find a song. I'm not gonna play it, but I'm trying to find a song that maybe you would know. Because some of her stuff was played on the radio. She has a song with Chris Brown. She has a song with Chris Brown called "It Won't Stop."
Okay, I might have to look it up and see. Because I don't listen to the radio. I can't stand the radio.
But yes, that would probably be one of her more mainstream songs. Was the song that she had with Chris Brown called "It Won't Stop." It was really, really good. It got a lot of different radio stations playing it. And I don't listen to local radio except for maybe 10 or 15 minutes a day, if that. I'm a satellite radio type chick and CDs and streaming radio. But I would say that would have been, I'm looking at all of her songs. Yes. And should have been there featuring B.O.B. She dated B.O.B. for a while, I believe.
Okay. Well, she was in the news this week because she was supposed to sing the national anthem at the first game for the Philadelphia 76ers. But when they saw that she was wearing a We Matter shirt, which was in reference to the Black Lives Matter movement, they told her she could not sing the anthem.
But do we know? We can guess that it was Black Lives Matter movement related. But she said we. At this point in our society, it could have been we matter as in women matter. So, but
you know what? It was a shirt that was, I guess, politically it had a political message, which they didn't want put out there. So they said no, we can't have you protesting or singing the national anthem.
Yep.
And they took her out. They cut her out. So now they of course caught heat. And it's very interesting because part of why they apologized was because of their players. The players had a meeting and they discussed it, and they brought their displeasure to the way that management handled the situation because they didn't think they should have told her she couldn't sing it because of her T-shirt, and they felt like they were wrong. So Philadelphia did apologize to her, and they have offered her the opportunity to come back and sing the anthem. But my thing is, it shouldn't have never went that way anyway, because look, I get it, and I sent you an article too about this guy from Forbes who wrote that he thought that they were right in making her not sing the anthem. His argument being that it's a business and they don't want to lose money because she feels the need to protest during the national anthem. They don't want, they shouldn't have. Which, okay, I get it. You don't want to lose money, but you also can't just silence somebody like that. Because see, this is where this issue gets weird, and this is why I understand his point lightly, but I think it's a dick argument to make, because again, he's expressing his right of opinion and is able to say what he wants freely. You telling me that no, she should be limited in what she does. And again, like you said, it was a We Matter shirt. Even if it was a Black Lives Matter shirt. So what? It wasn't like it said fuck America, or burn flags or anything like that. It was just something to say people matter, Black people matter. A lot of people's lives matter. Sorry that people want you to have consideration for people as human beings. I just don't understand why people are fighting against this so much. Why do people get upset when somebody wants to mention the fact that there's something wrong with this country and that there are problems that need to be addressed and fixed? It's dumb. And the fact that money is a driving force behind a lot of it makes it even worse, because it's like you don't care about the issue itself. You're just concerned with keeping money in your pocket. And that's not the way that things should be. And it infuriates me, because now they're going to bring her back. Okay, are you going to let her wear the shirt? Are you not going to dismiss that? If she do it, I don't know. I just don't know anymore. By the way, NFL, they did a poll, and apparently some analysts came up with the idea that, hey, they're losing money and viewership because of the protests, which I find ridiculous.
Well, let me speak on the 7th Streeter thing, and then we can go all into statistics, because that is like my forte. As far as the 76ers and 7, also she has a song out with Gucci Mane called Proudly. And I kid you not, I listened to that song just to hear him say her name at the beginning, because his new accent that he has going on is totally a 180 from what
his new accent. He has a new accent.
Well, he speaks differently now than before he went.
Oh, that's right, because he's off the drugs. I forgot.
Right. He speaks. Just listen to him talk. You'll notice the difference like that. But the initial statement that the 76ers gave, and I cannot stand when people, organizations or whatever do this, but their initial statement said, The Philadelphia 76ers organization encourages meaningful actions to drive social change. We use our games to bring people together, to build trust, and to strengthen our communities. As we move from the symbolic gestures to action, we will continue to leverage our platform to positively impact our community. Now, what that tells me is that basically what they're saying is that the We Matter, the Black Lives Matter movement, would bring about something negative to their organization. Now, I find it also kind of telling in their follow-up statement, which said, "We are sorry that this happened. After receiving feedback from our players, basketball operations staff, and ownership group, we believe that the wrong decision was made and Sevyn should have been welcome to sing. We apologize to her, and in an effort to move the conversation forward, we have reached out to offer her an opportunity to return and perform at a game of her choice. We are waiting to hear back." Okay, so 76ers, your apology was lame. You tried to push it off on somebody else and say the wrong decision was made. You're right, the wrong decision was made. It was your decision. So whoever was in the stadium to make that call, to put that judgment, they reflect and represent the 76ers organization. It's not like you had me there and I'm just like, nope, you can't perform. This ain't got nothing to do with the 76ers, but you can't perform. Or somebody else was standing in the gap to say, no, you can't perform, and it has nothing to do with the 76ers. They are trying to separate themselves from the controversy, and they can't, because what they've done is they are proving the exact point that Sevyn and Colin and everybody else that are within, behind, and supporting this movement are saying. We matter. Black Lives Matter. We deserve to be heard. We deserve to be able to protest. We deserve to be able to do whatever. However, you guys silenced her and took that voice away. And you did it on such a national platform that it took the players to come back and say something. It took the management group to come back and say something. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. You guys are cowering behind the blanket of blaming someone else. If I was Sevyn, I would do one of two things. There is pros and cons for both, her going back and for her not going back. But if I went back, I'd do some Beyonce, NFL, Black Panther, fists in the air.
Yeah, she would have to make a bigger statement, in my opinion, if she did it.
Oh, I would come out with my dancers in the back and we would shut down 76ers Stadium just to prove a point. That they're just some cowards. And I'm sure that their players went and was like, what's up with that? And she got on Twitter and she I follow her on Twitter. So, but it's a blessing too, because they've pushed her into the limelight. So now I'm sure her Twitter followers have increased. I'm sure her music sales have increased. And she was good before. Don't get me wrong. I love her music. But now I think that this actually benefited her at the same time. Because, some people like you didn't know who Sevyn was. But now you're going to listen to some of her music just to find out who she is.
Yes, I don't really want to, because if it's fuckery, I ain't going to be
happy. Just listen. I've never steered you wrong when it came down to music.
You sure about that?
I'm sure. What have I led you wrong on? Now I'm confused. I don't think I've ever led you wrong. Because I listen to everything. I listen to rap, country. Well, wait a minute. Rewind. I listen to everything with the little star by the word everything. I listen to everything except headbanger rock music. I cannot get into the screaming, biting off the heads, and I can't get into that. I tried just to experience the music, but I can't see myself going to a concert for them. Whoever them is, whoever sings that music, it would give me a migraine. All they're doing is screaming. I'm sure their heads hurt afterwards. Like there's no way around that. Their head has to hurt. Like my head hurts just thinking about it. But yeah, I think that the 76ers did her justice and injustice all in the same event. So
Yeah, it's just.
But just listen to Gucci call her name. He goes, Sevyn. It's a mess, but I like hearing it.
I really don't want to listen to no Gucci Mane. But...
Oh my gosh, I love the way he raps now. It's just completely different.
Sorry.
Mike's watching the game, guys.
Okay, I'm done. God damn it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What happened?
He just missed the game-winning field goal.
Well, put him on the bench. Time to regroup. Oh, are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
What we got next?
Shut up, because I'm not. I really. This is not fucking funny. Oh my God. This is the worst. Oh my God.
Note to self: we cannot record while Mike is watching the Redskins
Well,
game.
to be fair, this is out of the ordinary because they would have been just starting or starting later if this were an ordinary day, but they're actually in London playing this new thing they've been doing by having teams play at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
US time. But anyway, fuck them. Shit. So MacBook Pro getting rid of the escape key along with some other keys. And you go ahead and just tell people I need to get myself together. Okay.
Okay. All right, guys. So the new MacBook Pro has been announced. And for those of us that love our MacBook Pros, we are going to have to adjust. And we're going to have to adjust because that nice top row of function buttons, escape button, that entire row is gone on the new MacBook Pro. Now they have implemented like a touch bar across the entire top of the MacBook Pro. So now you can do Touch ID to make purchases. You can do emojis, which for those of us that actually use a MacBook Pro for real stuff, we don't really have to use emojis. But I guess some people wanted to be able to use their emojis just like on their iPhone. So that whole top bar is now touch instead of physical keys. That then causes a problem for those of us that are engineers. Some games, I guess, use the function key. So there have been some gamers complaining. But I'm looking over at my MacBook Pro now, and guess what else is on that top row? The power button. So if
Where are they gonna put the power button?
Well, if I look at the MacBook Pro, yeah. Let me look. No, they're going to use, well, it doesn't really say, of course, how they're going to do it, but I'm sure they're going to have it where it can physically be depressed over there in that corner. That's the only way that I can think of, because how would the MacBook Pro know to turn on? So
that's going to be interesting. And, you know, I'm not being a hater when I say this, but Apple's putting themselves in a weird position because some of those keys are essential to the way how people play and play with their technology. If you want to draw people in, like I know coming from my perspective from the gaming world, since I talk a lot of gaming, it's just another reason why nobody would ever buy a Mac to play games because, like you said, the function keys are key, especially in gaming. People set their function keys sometimes to do certain commands in games, and you're limiting that. Taking away like the volume button, I don't get that either. Um, like or the brightness key.
Sorry to interrupt. What they said is that essentially the touch bar theoretically could run while the rest of the machine is turned off. So you get all of the low power and security benefits of an iOS device. But then isn't that essentially always on?
But I don't buy a Mac to be like my iPhone or my iPad. I buy it to be my computer.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get it. Why do I want my laptop to behave like? Is this something that people ask for?
Well, I can tell you as a former employee that they do take the developing from what people have said that they want. Like with the iPhone, they wanted the iMessages to be more interactive. That's why when you send somebody a text message that says congratulations, and then you send it, when they open it up, if they have 10, it opens up and there's like fireworks, whatever. So they do take cues from what people say that they want. They still have not taken the cue that a lot of people have said, and that I've said the same thing. They want to be able to lock certain folders. Why it can't do that, hell, I don't know. But so I'm sure that during the development stage that, you know, somebody was like, hey, this is what people have been saying. This is what they want. And they've went from there. But that damn price still hasn't dropped. I'll tell you that much.
Well, that ain't gonna never happen because Apple has mastered the science getting people to overpay for shit. So
yes,
I don't blame them because people are willing to pay it. Though fuck it, why be bothered? So basically, they took away a headphone jack, which made no sense.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're taking away button.
Yeah, in the iPhone 7, we no longer have a headphone jack.
I'm mad you bought that shit.
And the home button, it doesn't physically depress down. Well, I still.
What do you mean you don't depress down? Why is it there then?
So, oh, the other one is in the other room. So the iPhone, since the inception that had the home button, when you pressed it, you could actually feel it go down. Like this one, it is pressure sensitive is the best way to explain it. So the more pressure, the phone knows that that's what you mean, a physical press, but it does not move. So yeah. But I will say this. This camera, badass. Um, the sound quality, amazing. Um, I'm struggling with the no physical home button because I want to press down, and so it's taking some getting used to that. And the no headphone jack. To be honest, um, here's just one pair. I have several pair of Bluetooth headphones, so I don't really care about the headphone jack. My Beats are Bluetooth. My other Beats that I got from Dubai, they're Bluetooth. These are the ones that I run with. So they wrap around your neck. So they're Bluetooth. So I didn't really care about not using the headphone jack. However, what a lot of people are saying is that the no headphone jack also takes away from you being able to use the auxiliary jack in your vehicle. That has been the concern. Well, Apple, my box is in the other room too, but Apple has an adapter that plugs into your charging port.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then you can use the standard 3.5 millimeter.
Which begs the question.
Why get rid of it if you're going to give an adapter?
Yeah. Why take away something you don't want, you think people don't want to use, but then give them something to help them? Just leave the goddamn jack in.
I think that the adapter is for people.
Does it come with the phone?
Does what come with the phone?
The adapter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're giving people the adapter with the phone.
Okay, just talk to them for a minute. I'm gonna turn off my camera. I'm gonna run and get the adapter.
I gotta process this, people. You don't want them to use a headphone jack, but you give them a goddamn adapter so they can use a headphone jack. Because what was that, to save money?
I don't even think that it was saving money on the design.
I don't either, because you just paid to give them a jack. Oh God.
So, I mean, I got my phone Tuesday, and I still have not taken everything out I still have everything in the box. The charger, I mean, everything's still in the box. One, because guess what? I don't really need it because I just wanted the phone. My car is Bluetooth, so when I ride, I listen to Bluetooth. So here is how the adapter comes in this little case. And then on the flip side of it are your headphones. So this adapter, this end plugs into your phone, and then there's your nice 3.5. So I'm thinking that what they're thinking is we'll give them the adapter for the first few versions of it for free. And then after that, we're going to charge them because the headphones go through the charging. So the adapter is not required for you to use it because your headphones go in here. I think that the adapter is more so for those people that were saying, which makes perfect sense, the people that were saying, hey, I use my auxiliary cable in my car and I hook it up to my phone. I think that's...
Well, not only that, not everybody wants to use the in-stock headphones. I know.
Right.
I never really use, like, I would use them if I didn't have any headphones, but I prefer other headphones. People want better quality sound.
Right. And like,
not many people make the goddamn headphones with that in mind.
Right. So you do get an adapter. I mean, I'm sad that they're removing so much, because in the new MacBook Pros, not the new ones that they just released. Like I got mine, let's say I start working for them 2004. So the beginning of 2015, my laptop was acting crazy, and I had the 17-inch MacBook Pro from 2010, and it was starting to act crazy. So my mom blessed me with a new MacBook Pro, and I didn't even think about it. I just, I ordered it, went up to the store, picked it up, was good to go, got home, sent my old one to be repaired so that I could have a spare one. I know that sounds funny, but I did. And it did not have a CD-ROM drive. So Apple made it thinner, made it lighter, made it faster. But if you want a CD,
you're
gonna buy it. It's no different than with the new iMacs, like this one that I have. There's not a CD-ROM drive on it. So they're slowly getting away.
That's happening with PC laptops too.
But they're slowly getting away from drives that are built in. They're getting away from ports, different ports, different. Eventually, we're gonna get a freaking laptop that's only gonna have probably no built-in drives, which mine doesn't. Probably no, maybe one USB port, maybe one, HDMI port. Like, it's just gonna be down to the bare minimum, probably. And Apple, and here's the crazy thing, they're known for engaging and being on the cutting edge of things. But I personally, and I'm not a fangirl at all, because I like different products, but I like quality products at the same time. I think that other companies are going to start following suit to try to keep up with it. And then they're going to have to regress back down, because if you think about it, think about this. The Apple iPhones became lighter, thinner, bigger. Last year or earlier this year, whenever they announced the new big iPhone, it was the thicker iPhone, the thicker brick type phone. And it's because people were like, the thin ones are nice, but that's not really what I want. So they had to kind of take a step back and go backwards with that. And I think that in this case, it's going to end up being the same thing, because as an engineer, we live and breathe by that escape button. Gamers use the function buttons. We use the function buttons. So if they're gone, like, for those of you that aren't familiar, you can control the volume by that top row. You can control your screen brightness by that top row. You control the playback of your music, rewind, fast forward, pause by that top row. So what the hell are we gonna do with no top row? Like, that's just crazy. Apple is doing some really weird things.
It's quote unquote innovative.
Yeah, I bet you Steve Jobs is probably flipping over in his grave several times with some of the changes that have been made. But one thing that has remained the same is the box for the iPhone. It's still the same white box with the Apple and the iPhone logo.
They're gonna take off the cover next year.
Well, the difference though,
you have to peel it open. You can't just pull it open or something like that.
And then they have the iPhone raised, but the new difference is that whatever color your phone is, that's going to be the color on the box. So mine was rose gold. and it's kind of raised. And they still not giving us removable storage.
Of course not.
But, and Mike, I know you said, oh, I can't believe you got the new one. Well, I got the new one because I needed more storage. And shut up. I have my S7 Edge, and I know that I can upgrade the storage on that.
You know how much you can upgrade your storage to on that?
Just send it to me. Surprise me. How about that? Just send it to me. Mail me whatever I can upgrade it to.
Okay, so I'll get you a 256 gigabyte card that you can put in your phone.
Well, send it to me. But I got 256 gigabytes on here.
Okay, but you also have 64 gigabytes on here to go with the 256. So
shut up.
Yeah.
Well, I am not a fangirl, though I do have a lot of things Apple. I will say that being an employee and their discount is not that great. I know everybody says, well, you only got all this stuff because the discount is not that great, people. I've never purchased a phone with the Apple discount because it ain't that good. But what I have done is I purchased my laptop. That was a beautiful thing. It not like I got the top of the line MacBook that was like $27.99 before tax. And I want to say my mommy paid less than $1,500 total because you get a $500 discount plus the normal discount. So if you work at Apple,
that's the discounted price.
Yeah.
I'm very mad.
Yeah,
I can build a high-end PC for that with all modern parts.
Yes. Well, I'm just telling you, but I mean, and depending upon like some of my classes required me to have a Mac. So that was another thing too. Some of my software engineering classes required me to have a Mac. So, but yes, so they have taken away that top row. And to be honest, I want one just to play around with it and see what it can do. But on the other hand, I'm kind of glad that I got the last model that before they did the whole Touch ID thing, because I don't really need Touch ID on my computer. I have an iPhone and I have an Apple Watch, and light bulb moment, Mike. So the Apple Watch can now unlock your iMac and your MacBook Pro.
Oh, yippee.
Just by being on your wrist. So maybe they're trying to make it so that you don't want to go through the process, then you'll get an Apple Watch and then it will unlock it. I don't know what they're thinking. But
they just want you to own everything Apple, that's all. Which, I mean,
it does all work better.
Thing. I mean, that's what Microsoft has been trying to do, is figure out a way of making a Microsoft ecosystem for things. Like with gaming, you're now, if you own an Xbox, anytime you buy a game that's published by Microsoft, they're trying to make it so that it'll also be available on PC, and they allow PC people and Xbox people to play together. And they're using Xbox Live, or like, well, at least the Xbox name. I don't think it's Xbox Live, but they're letting you create Xbox Live accounts and have the Xbox brand on Windows 10 now, and they're trying to put components of Windows 10 on the Xboxes. They're trying to make it so all you're doing is getting Microsoft stuff. They want, it's like I told people when they announced the last Xbox, they're trying to be like Apple, and they're trying to figure out ways to make the Surface more appealing, trying to figure out ways of, I'm sure they're going to try to relaunch their phones soon, because that's what they want. They want to be like Apple. They want you to buy nothing but stuff with Microsoft on it. Yeah.
Well, I will say that I, for one, I do enjoy being able to have my watch on, and when I walk into the room, both my laptop and my desktop unlocked so that I can use them. Is it a big deal to type in a password? No. However, Mike, as we both know, I will forget my password, because last week that was our holdup, was I hadn't used my computers in a while, so I've forgotten my passwords. So that would be the saving grace in that. And I still cannot get into my 4th generation iPad that I'm trying to get into to wipe clean to give my mom, because I cannot remember the
It should
password.
let you do a reset though without knowing the password.
It will let me, but I mean, it's some apps on there that I don't want to delete because I can't get them anymore. And one of them is the Bible app. So I've been trying to, but in a minute, it's gonna just say you've been locked out and just delete me. So, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought it was, the 4 digits that I use for everything. It may be the 4 digits that I use on my debit card. I'm gonna try that.
Hopefully you can figure it out
Whenever I find it, because as we talked about, my iPad Pro is in the floor in my bedroom. I've not used it for, I think, probably 12 weeks now. So, but their stuff does work together better. And it's done on purpose, of course. So
yeah, of course.
So I'm sorry to you engineers for the removal, but hopefully they have software engineers on staff. So I'm sure they know the importance of the escape key. So I'm sure that we don't know because we don't own one and nothing published though.
Yeah, whatever. It's get a PC, people. That's the last thing I have to say on that.
Or once you go Mac, you never go back. How about that?
Of course, because you got to milk all the fucking money that you can out of that extra fucking expensive thing. I would not pay $2,000 for something and then be like, fuck it.
Okay.
I'm going to use that bitch till it breaks.
Listen, before I worked at Apple, I did not understand, like, I used to tell this story to my customers all the time. I got my first MacBook Pro in 2010. I bought it from Best Buy. I got it, and it comes in this nice little box and got a little handle. Well, I bought it, and it sat in my living room. As soon as I got home, I unboxed it, looked at it, turned it on, typed on it a little bit. It was like, oh my gosh, this is nice. Oh my gosh, what the hell do I do? This is not a PC. I'm not used to a PC. I then put it back in the box, put it in the corner, sat it in the far corner of my living room. It stayed there for about 9 months to a year. I was intimidated by it. Finally, I said, I've spent over $2,500 for a laptop. I better learn how to use it. It's too late to take it back. I need to use it and get my money's worth. At that time, I did not purchase the Apple Care. I wasn't familiar with the Apple Care. Didn't even buy Best Buy's repair, whatever, because to me, the Geek Squad are a bunch of crooks and criminals, and they're not worth the salt or the paper that their agreement is written on. So I did not get that either. Fast forward, 2014, 4 years after I've purchased it, Apple Care would have been expired any freaking way. My laptop starts acting quirky. Do you know, and mind you, I've never heard of a PC company doing it. Maybe they do, but I doubt that they do. But Apple repaired my computer for no cost for me. And what they did was they went in, essentially, that 2010 computer in 2014 and then again in 2015 was rebuilt with all new pieces put in at no cost to me. The only cost to me was that I was without my laptop for a while. And a while isn't even a week. It was a while because I had classes and homework to do. But FedEx came. First, they sent me a box. I then put it in the box that they sent. I sent it back on a Monday. FedEx picked it up Monday afternoon. It was at the repair depot by Monday night. Wednesday afternoon, the FedEx man was back with my laptop and was giving it to me, and it worked perfectly, all at no cost. So what you're paying for, that I figured out, and in all my meetings as an Apple employee, what I figured out, that what you're paying for is that top of the line customer service. You're not really paying for the device itself. You're paying for that customer service and that back end support that some people pay for and some people don't. I tell people all the time, purchase the Apple Care if you think you're going to need it, but they're not going to break on their own. Buy the Apple Care if you're clumsy as hell. If you let little Mary, that's only 9 months old, slobber all over your keyboard because it's cute, because she's watching Doc McStuffins or something. But if you're pretty responsible, you don't need the Apple Care. I don't think. I've never purchased Apple Care since I've worked at Apple. I've never purchased it. And even when I did, it was a waste of my money, because it was stuff, not a waste of my money, but I was glad I had it because I saved myself. Like when I dropped my iPhone on the concrete, trying to run to the mailbox. So it shattered my screen, and Apple Care saved my life on that day. But that's what you're really paying for. You're paying for the customer service, and their customer service is bar none one of the best. Occasionally you'll get a dickhead that works for Apple and thinks that he's the Apple czar or she's the Apple czar, but just hang up on them and call back like I do. And I used to work there. I just hang up and call back and hope that I get somebody nice and compassionate. So, but that's what you're paying for. Because Mike, I was the same way. You know, I was a PC girl for years. I was like, there is no way in hell I'm paying them bastards when I can make 3 computers for what they're charging for one. So, but Mike is PC and I'm Mac. And that's why we get along. Peanut butter and jelly. I'll bring him over one day.
You really won't, especially since I built my own PC.
Well, why not?
I keep it up.
Well, why not?
I know what the fuck I'm doing.
You may decide to get an iPhone.
Never. If the day I get an iPhone is the day I become.
What about Apple TV? I have Apple TV, people. I don't even use it. So if anybody wants one, let us know. I'll send it to you.
No, because you can do a lot of streaming on the internet and other devices.
I know. But I have Apple TV and Netflix. You would think I would have no need for cable, but I do.
Nope. You can keep Apple TV, although I'm sure you can turn it on with your watch, though.
Go to hell.
Whatever. Anyway, I think that is pretty much it for the topics.
All right. Good people, please get out and vote. Just vote. Vote. I can't stress that enough. Vote. And it may
put
be
it this way: if your asses would have voted during the primaries, you probably wouldn't see these 2 people running anyway. So
exactly. And for those of you that don't know, which I mean, I didn't know this until a few weeks ago. If your child or someone you know will be 18 by election day, they could have registered to vote previously and voted early, or voted on November 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Or as Trump told his supporters, November 28th.
Yeah, because
I promise.
Election day is on a Monday.
Uh-huh.
20 days and on a Monday. He got that way fucking off. Good Lord.
Well,
which shows you, again, that's an example of somebody who really doesn't give a fuck about the political process. And this is what happens. We don't pay attention to what's going on politically. You do dumb shit like that.
It's Trump.
No, but seriously, I'm sure there are other people out there who probably were like, okay, cool. 28th.
Mark it on my calendar. A date I can't miss.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. I'm pissed. Fucking football game pissed me off.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mike isn't really here with us, guys.
I am here.
He's over in London kicking up the
I'm
football.
done. The game's over and I'm done. They end up tied. How? Like, really, how? I Words can't express my rage in that. But yes, get ready to go out and vote. We will be doing the show before the election. I don't know about doing the live shit on the election day.
Yeah, I don't know either because I have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'll probably go to bed not knowing who our next president is, but knowing who our next president is, and then wake up with it being solidified that I knew who our president was before I went to bed.
If I had faith that people were smart, the election would be over by 9 o'clock. Most of the states would go to the person who should be president, and we wouldn't have to even worry about this. But I have a feeling we might have some more bullshit where it's one of those we got to get to the final fucking states before they can make a decision. So, because you got to remember, a lot of the swing states are states that are staunchly Republican and full of dumbasses. So,
true.
I don't know. But we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, let's see if I can remember all this stuff. As always, you guys can catch us on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music if you want to listen to the audio version of this podcast and not watch the video. I'll be posting it as soon as we're done recording, so it'll be up pretty much right after you see this go up. So keep a lookout on that. Thank you to everybody who watches. We appreciate you guys.
Yay!
Support. If you want to contact us for topics, questions, you can hit me at _Magus on Twitter. You can hit Katina at Poetic Thinking. You can also hit us at wiseguygse at gmail.com. And you can also follow us on Facebook, all that. We do have a Wise Guy gaming, sports, and entertainment page that you can go to and post stuff, all that. So, yeah, that's about it, I think. So, say goodbye to the people, Katina.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great week.
Yes, you guys have a good week, and thank you again. I'm going to go try to get myself together because this game, I swear. Anyway, we'll see you next time, people. Peace.